It was a quiet evening when Mia first noticed the cat. She had always been fond of animals, particularly cats, but this one seemed different. There was something about its eyes, the way they gleamed in the dim light of the street lamp. It wasn't that the cat was unusual in appearance, with its sleek black fur and sharp features, but its presence felt odd, almost too aware. Mia had been walking home from the library when she spotted the cat sitting on the corner of her street, staring directly at her. Its gaze felt intense, almost knowing, as if it was waiting for her. She hesitated, then shrugged it off as one of those things, an animal with a fondness for the shadows. The next evening, the cat was there again. This time it wasn't just sitting. It was pacing in front of her doorstep, circling around the flower pots with meticulous care. Its movements were deliberate, as if it had a purpose. She felt a strange pull, an urge to get closer, but she fought it off. Instead, she continued into her house, but not before hearing a faint, almost inaudible sound, like a soft whisper, though there was no one around. Over the next week, the cat appeared regularly at odd hours, always just outside her door, its eyes reflecting the glow of the street lamp. Mia started to feel uneasy, though she couldn't put a finger on why. One night, unable to ignore the pull any longer, she decided to follow the cat. She stepped outside, her heart pounding, and the cat immediately turned, its gaze locking onto hers. Without a sound, it began to walk down the street as if beckoning her to follow. Compelled, Mia did just that, walking quietly behind the cat. It led her through narrow alleys, across empty streets until they arrived at an old, abandoned house at the edge of town. The cat stopped at the front steps, staring up at the door. Mia felt an overwhelming sense of dread, but also curiosity. She approached, her steps slow and hesitant. Just as she reached for the rusty handle, the cat turned its head to look at her one last time, its eyes glowing brightly in the dark. Then in the blink of an eye, it was gone. Mia stood frozen, the weight of the moment sinking in. The cat had vanished into thin air, leaving her standing alone in front of the house. With trembling hands, Mia pulled open the door and stepped inside. The house was dark, dusty, and empty, except for one thing, a small, intricately carved box sitting on the floor, illuminated by a beam of moonlight from the broken window. The moment she touched it, the cat reappeared, sitting silently by her side. Its gaze was no longer intense, but rather soft, as if it had been waiting for her all along. Mia never quite understood what had happened that night. All she knew was that after she opened the box, the cat disappeared for good. But sometimes late at night, when she stood by the window, she would catch a glimpse of two glowing eyes watching her from the distance, waiting for something.